Welcome back to our Pathfinder Kingmaker series. All right, let's get started with talking to people.
Tread
We'll
lightly.
start with this guy, Lander. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years looks at you with a polite smile. So, you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lords gang, soon to be a baroness. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander? No last name, no title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I am an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baroness with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself, not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Are you from Restovic nobility? Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I wanted to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to this wonderful party. I'll consider your proposal. Yes, do so and carefully. Jathal, they call this a feast? I'd show them some real festivities if they let me. Lindsay, pour up to the brim so that oh, I must be drunk. I forgot the line. Keston, well, Tartuccio, hick, well, scum, and how did we, oh, maybe I've had one too many. Guest, it's nice to see the beginning of a future noble family. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Magar Var, the new ruler of Dunsword, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone can exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. The frontier region known as Dunsword, on the easternmost side of the Stolen Lands, borders the steppes of Casmeron. Dunsword is characterized by low grassy plains circled by mountain ranges and is dotted with the ancient structures of lost civilizations. How did you earn the title of Baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Alduri needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and a land to own. It was a dream job. How do you feel being a noble? Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods towards an arrogant man on the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. It was nice meeting you. Farewell. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit. Who do we have here? Amiri. Their wine is alright, nice and strong, but the appetizers, barely a mouthful.
Let's head out.
Oh, these young heroes, such bravery, such spirit. I remember when I was your age. Huh? Oh, you.
Will you drink with me?
You see Kaesi approaching. The tiefling you met during the battle at Jamandi Aldari's mansion. As she draws near, she places one of the cups of wine she's holding in your hand. Who helped you during the fight? Tortured your voice. She became distant. Do you want to get right to business?
I'd say you like to walk a straight road and keep away from roundabouts. But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldari might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
Apology accepted. What did you want to tell me?
As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
It sounds tempting, but I'll need to think about it.
Your caution is reasonable. Well, I'm going to visit the capital of your newborn barony anyway. I might rent a house. Find me there if you decide you're interested in my offer. So
Okay.
long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Saluting you with the cup, the tiefling girl steps back and disappears in the shadows between the columns. Sorrow flow. That companion quest. Kaesi is going to settle in the capital and ask the Baroness to visit her. Discussing details of a future expedition. All right. Mingle with the guests. Tristian. These people are not just celebrating the scene. Your feat has given them new hope. So it was you who dealt with the Stagler. Allow me to shake your hand. It's nice to see the beginning of a future noble family.
We should prepare.
Ah yes, I see good old Rostov has changed a bit. Even the smell in the streets is the same. Natala Sertova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you, in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you and your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength, currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in an independent Rostov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson? The green-skinned boy, Kessel? It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murphy, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natala gives you a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. A noble welcome. What torture. The guests eat and drink and we can't even move. So would you allow me to shake your hand? Alright, let's come down here. Start from the bottom. Guest. A feast in times of pestilence. A ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie. To digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. Yep, I can tell you're the life of the party, harem. Guest. Hannes Drelev. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. I'm sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons. Heh, of the likes of you and Varn. So, you have no army and no special merits. You were just given land for being pretty. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words. But let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration tune. If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not very polite for a nobleman. Ha! Politeness must be deserved. Goodbye. Not even deigning to reply, Baron Drelov turns around and looks away. Octavian Regongar. Try the eclairs, they're delicious.
I'll go ahead.
To victory, to freedom, bottoms up. Valerie. Truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Guest. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, callous palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Erastil made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ezvanki Keeg, High Priest of Erastil in Restov. Do many people in Restov venerate Erastil? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation here. And no wonder, people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. You're dressed surprisingly simply for such a festive occasion. The corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silk and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the nobles. Diplomacy 18. Bringing law into the stolen lands is a difficult endeavor. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Fail. Oh, so close. Our most pious aspirations are often hindered, but is it not the case that overcoming such obstacles allows us to become closer to our God? I give you my blessing, and I believe you will be able to overcome these hardships and achieve your goals. It was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. Erastil keep you. Guard. Guard. Conceal. Today is a restaurant for all Brevoy. An older man with full sideburns looks at you with interest through a golden eyeglass. Well now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. A protege? I don't know about that. You pulled this all off quite cleverly. I confess I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pitaxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. I don't believe we've been introduced. So it would seem. I am Yosef Salibius, Lord Mayor of Restov. I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful friendship. So you rule Restov. What about the Aldori? Brevoy's politics seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rusland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course. May the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, We have our own way of life. It is especially important now, after the certain events that I probably don't need to name. The Aldori Sword Lords used to rule Rosslyn. They're still the largest landowners and main military force in the region, but it's not for nothing that Restov is called a free city. We're proud to choose a Lord Mayor from among the citizens, considered not by their lineage, but by their own merits. What kind of events were you talking about? Mayor Salemius gives you a patronizing smile. Why, an aspiring politician needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house Rogarvia. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof! All over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery, but a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. How are things in Restov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. It's nice meeting you. Goodbye. Please, wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're someone in need of financial assistance. I could organize and supply everything you need for the construction, and spread out the cost on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, let's say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. I'm sure that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Restov's Builders Guild. Do we have a deal? Thank you for the offer, but I can't accept it. It's your choice, of course. I just figured I'd mention it. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye. Feeling is mutual, I assure you. I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling successes soon.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
Before we begin, I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Young Lander will come with me.
Oh, the heir of House Lebeda. Naive enough to think no one would recognize him here. I wouldn't trust him. Who knows what he has in mind?
Well, I don't trust you or the Sertovas. To be honest, you're both out for yourselves. And I know Lander's out for himself, but he's not part of this tug of war struggle, so I know what he's going to do is going to be good for himself. Not, if Kessel comes with me, he'll be doing stuff that's good for you. If the Sertova's woman comes with me, she'll be doing stuff that's good for the Sertovas. I am ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory. The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the Stolen Lands began.
What's up, Keston? Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamani transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristian is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here. Erastel's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here. Oh, excuse me. Waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Desna, also known as the Great Dreamer, Lady Luck, and Mother Moon. Goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers. Huh. Okay. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today's just one of those days. I'm ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. A fun place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch! Ah, these are the people I attract. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Do you recognize this place, Your Grace? This is where the Stag Lord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalen himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baron is as tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All Barons can breathe fire. Trust me. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Like I said, these are the people I attract. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city or keep their mouths busy with something. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. I hope so too, Keston. I hope so too. The building in front of us is your residence. That's where we'll head to now. Welcome to your barony. Let's see. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance. New regions, all present upon taking advantage of good opportunity. Prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth from the treasury, and many other things. Good luck. Yep. So, now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your Grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Hello, my dear friend. Lander Lebeda, the young noble from Brevoy who you've chosen as an emissary, greets you with a distracted nod. I am glad to see you in good health. I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. He makes a wide gesture with his hand, obviously meaning something larger than your throne room. But in truth, I shouldn't worry. A little effort, and this barony will become a rich and prosperous land, right? So I gained community +6, loyalty +6, military +3, economy +3, divine +3, arcane +3, stability +3, trade agreement with Sertova, pillage and rebuild. Yeah. Since ruling seems to be a new thing for you, I'll put the matter simply. There are two kinds of issues that the Baroness must address. Boring ones and amusing ones. You have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you can give them orders from wherever it pleases you. But sometimes an urgent matter will arise, a dragon attack, or the visit of some noble dignitary like myself. Events like these demand the Baroness's personal presence in the capital. We'll mark these events on the map, too. According to ancient tradition of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. I know well that traditions can be tedious, but nevertheless, I advise you to visit the capital on important days. But here's the main thing. You should start choosing people to fill the key positions right away. Your clerics, John and Tristan, were the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave it to your thoughts for now. I'm sure you'll make wise decisions. Of that, I have no doubt. Your Grace. Allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baroness. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Though, to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I am disgusted with whoever could do this. And now, there's a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place and where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Erastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. Ow. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters to it at hand right now.
I feel tired.
An ancient curse. Barony stats. How to build a kingdom. Barony has 10 basic stats. There's a population from the regent, loyalty from the counselor, military from the general, economy from the treasurer, divine high priest, relations grand diplomat, stability warden, magic magister, culture curator, espionage minister. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well, or other negative factors. Later barony stats drop below 0. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Okay. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint advisors as well as some of the stolen land citizens in these ways. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Okay. Okay. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability. Only advisors may address the problems. Don't leave the positions vacant. Okay. Choose a name. Okay, give me a sec. Stolen lands? No. Call it. Tranquil Glade. Okay. There's projects with big X's on them because I don't have advisors. Economy. Regions. Advisors. They use a small one for the... Alright, that kind of sucks. Oh, I can't put her in anything. Can't put her in anything. Oh, wait. Oh, that just means I can put them in whatever I want. Alright, that's cool. My regent. The regent ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler and serves as a link between the Baroness and the people. Community. Wait a minute. Valerie can only be a regent. That. I wouldn't mind having Valerie as my regent, but I did hire Lander. Lebeda makes decisions that favor both his own interest and those of the barony. Valerie strives to follow the letter of the law. Charisma, charisma, charisma. Kind of want to stick Valerie there. I know I chose him, but you know what? I'm going to go with Valerie. Counselor. The counselor deals with troubles of the common folk and helps settle land disputes and agricultural matters. Remains loyal to the throne. Ooh. Alright, Tristan. Wisdom. -4 mercenary penalty. That's stupid. General is the highest ranking officer in the army of the barony. -4 mercenary penalty. Oh, that's just lame. Seriously lame. It's like, why even give people the option to use them if you're just gonna screw them over with a stupid penalty? Jod. All right. Trade agreement with Sertova. No candidates available. Project cost 1500 BP. Requires 60 days to resolve. It's Vonki's offer. Requires 7 days to resolve. Okay. Pillage, nope. Rebuild. Restore the Temple of the Elk. Requires 60 days to solve. Economy. Declare the outskirts a part of your kingdom. Choose an advisor. 150 requires 14 days. This starts right away, I remember, so I want to set up something else first. This Vanki Keeg, High Priest of Eraso, has a strong interest in spreading the Stagos faith. He is eager to build a shrine dedicated to Erastil in your lands, but at his own expense. Accept his offer if you wish to gain a useful ally and a place of worship for Erastil. Sure. Start. Rebuild. You are busy. Can't do that. Events. Projects. Curse other region. Claim. Either +4 or +5. Loyalty +5. So if he succeeds, I'll get loyalty +5. That'll take it up to 20. And if Valerie, she gets community +4. Loyalty statistic indicates the citizen's favor towards the Baroness's methods. Sure, let's go for loyalty. Start the claim. Claiming a region will allow you to significantly increase your barony stats. Final settlements. Meet special conditions. Enough BP. Okay, thanks for letting me read it. One of your barony stats has reached 20 points. Time for you to increase his rank. Meet with your advisor. Discuss the future. After you talk to an advisor, it will take your advisor 14 days. Success. Your barony has expanded. Oh. thought the name that they gave me was for the city. I wanted to name the city something else. I wanted to name the city Tranquil Glade, not Tuskdale. God dang it. Okay, the Shrike Hills are named after the Shrike River winding along them, which in turn got its name from the numerous flocks of birds that nest along its length. Deep and affluent, it would have made a great trade route if not for its numerous and deadly rapids. The hills are equally deceptive, green and lush. They shelter countless monsters and bandits. I wanted this to be named Tranquil Glade. Ah, man. And I can't rename my barony, can I? I don't think I can, which sucks. The name of the settlement can be changed later. I'll just call it Regenshine. Alchemist still says Tuxdale. Events. The first shrine in your capital will be built free of charge. Thank you. Enchanted Wind. News has arrived from the largest observatory in the 5 kingdoms. The enchanted lens of their main telescope broke. The destruction of such a powerful artifact caused a gust of enchanted winds, which is now moving towards a region of the barony. You should seize this opportunity. Jod? 21 days? What do I get if you do a divine plus 5? 50%. Plus 3 to divine on success. Hold up. What else we got? Harem has a request to the throne room. Counselor awaits in the throne room. Projects. This is going to take 60 days. Regions. Claim outskirts. This is going to take 21 days. And he's the only one that can do it, so yeah. Start. To the throne room. Tristan lowers his head. Greetings, Baroness. I am sorry to take you away from your other affairs, but your people need you. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baroness, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony. But I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. Choice effects. Community +2, culture +2, economy and relations +20 BP. Sure. We can hold a fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. Tristan smiles warmly. We will hold a common celebration where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give to her people. Community and culture. Harem looks embarrassed. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat a few times and speaks at last. I heard, not that it is important, but, well, I heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Harem holds his beard in his fist. Well, Alana, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Why do you ask this? Harem fiddles with his beard again. I shouldn't, probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course it's foolish. Foolish and vain. But I wish to look at them. Of course, Harem, if I find any dwarven ruins, I'll take you to them. Thank you, Alana. Thank you. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently, and I noticed old Boken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate. After all, the old grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me, why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Well, that was a lot. The court alchemist talked to Boken. Ooh. Alright, I think I will end the video there. So, thanks for watching. See you next time.